Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Lisa and I'm crazy about perfumes. Today I'm going to talk about my favorite perfume note, which is rose. I'm a big fan of rose fragrances. I love the fresh dewy roses, as well as lately I've been loving more Gourmand roses as well. And I've noticed that my collection, the note with the most perfumes in my collection is rose. I suspect this because I got my love of perfumes from my mother, and she did wear some fragrances while I was in my teens, which were predominantly rose. The first one I want to talk about is Florabotanica by Balenciaga. This is a 50 ml eau de parfum. It was a 2012 release. It has notes of rose, carnation, and cannabis. So this is unique in my collection because it's the only one that has cannabis. And it's actually the only perfume that I know of that uses cannabis as a note. Florabotanica had been on my list for a long time, and it was looking like it was getting harder to find, so I finally bit the bullet and purchased it. And it was an online purchase because I couldn't really find it in the stores anymore. There's not a whole lot left anymore, so I suspect it will be empty by the end of this year. It's quite a unique bottle. It's a little, I find it a little, I don't know, psychedelic. Yeah, it's got that red, a hint of blue, and that stripe on the top and on the spray as well. So let's give it a spray. Very much a light fresh green rose, and I really enjoy this one. It's quite distinctive, and I think it's one of the most recognizable fragrances. It is an eau de parfum, but I find this one is quite light, so if I need it to last longer, I then spray a bit more, but most of the time it's about 4 sprays. And because it is lighter, I find that it's quite versatile. I can wear it in the warmer weather as well. So yes, Florabotanica by Balenciaga, definitely a big favorite of mine. Next we have Rose Alexandrie by Armani Prive. Armani Prive is the Giorgio Armani exclusive line, and they all come in this bottle with this distinctive pebble shaped top. And I like that their label is metal. This is my first from that range, and it was also on my list for quite a long time, and finally I purchased it for my birthday last year. This is a citrus musky rose, and it's an eau de toilette 50 ml. It really is a gorgeous bottle. Really love using this one. And it was also the fragrance that I brought with me on my trip to Malaysia a while ago, and it was perfect. Let's give it a spray. There's like an almost bitter note at the initial spray, and it settles down into a lovely musk. So this I would consider a fresher rose out of my rose perfumes, and it's definitely a favorite as well, and I really enjoy wearing it. And I also look forward to trying more of the Armani Prive range. If you have any recommendations, please let me know in the comments. Next we have A La Rose by Maison Kurkdjian. This is my first ever purchase from this fragrance house, and I purchased it online as well. It was a little hard to get my hands on. This fragrance, the lady in the store said they only had 2 units at any given time, and as soon as one arrived, it would fly off the shelves because people were waiting for it. This is an 50 ml eau de parfum, and it's got quite a strong projection. It's probably the strongest of my rose fragrances. This is also a lovely bottle, lovely shape, lovely weight in the hand, lovely cap there. Give it a spray. Oh! So this one presents almost right away as a musky rose. It does have some citrus in it, but for me it presents musky. And I have received comments that they smell citrus mostly when I'm wearing this one. I do keep this one for the colder months because of its sillage, and it was originally meant to be my perfume for my trip to Malaysia, but I decided that it was too strong for that trip. It probably wasn't quite suitable for a hot tropical climate. It's winter here in Brisbane, so this one is getting some wear and I'm really enjoying it. My favorite from this range, which I never bought the full bottle of, is APOM, which sadly was discontinued in 2019. So Maison Kurkdjian for me is quite an expensive brand, and it took a lot of time for me to decide which one was worth purchasing, and so far I'm really enjoying it. Next we have Rose Blush by Jo Malone. Jo Malone is a British fragrance house, and they currently do a lot of cologne concentrations. So personally, I find their fragrances on the pricey end given the concentration. So this one doesn't last very long, and I find that while I really love the scent, I do have to spray quite a lot on if I'm looking for it to last. But in the warmer weather, I don't care so much. I haven't checked recently, but the last time I did have a look online, and they only had the candles available in this scent, so it might be that it was a limited edition. It was released as part of a trio for Valentine's. Give it a spray. I would describe this as a jammy rose. It has notes of basil and lychee, and I actually really enjoy it. Like, it's gourmand and sweet, but not too heavy. Sometimes I find some gourmands are almost sickly sweet, but this one is light and sweet. Really enjoy this one, and I'm really happy that I purchased it when I did. Next we have Idole Nectar by Lancôme. It's a very skinny bottle. So they describe this as a neo-gourmand. It also has notes of popcorn and salted caramel. So this is a gourmand rose to me, and it's also quite a rich gourmand rose. This is a 50 ml eau de parfum. Lancome is a French beauty brand. They do makeup, skincare, and fragrances. I first learned of Lancome from my mother, who used to wear Tresor, and I was a fan of them for many years. I purchased Poem, I purchased Miracle, and then I sort of lost interest in their fragrances until this one. It's a gorgeous color bottle. Beautiful. Let's give it a spray. To me, this smells like a caramel rose dessert. It's quite rich, and I definitely prefer to use this in the colder weather. But yes, this one surprised me. I would never have picked that this is something I would have enjoyed, this sort of fragrance profile, but I sprayed it one day when I was in Meyer, and I couldn't stop sniffing myself. So definitely a purchase I definitely really wanted. I've heard people say in their reviews that the slim size makes it easy to travel with, but I actually feel a bit nervous. The slimness and the height, I feel, makes the bottle easily breakable. I haven't heard anyone say that the bottle broke. That's just how I feel when I look at this bottle. And last of my rose fragrances is Tresor by Lancôme. This is one my mother used to wear, and this current bottle is a nostalgia repurchase. I also purchased this when I started buying perfumes for myself. This is a 30ml eau de toilette, and it's in this distinctive diamond sort of shaped bottle. I thought I should hurry up with my nostalgia repurchase of this one because it looked like there was limited options in terms of sizing. At the time that I purchased, I think it was only the 30ml available, and that to me usually is a sign that the fragrance is reducing in production. So this is a rose enveloped in apricot and peach. You can sort of see that gorgeous golden color there, and that's how I would describe this fragrance. It smells golden. So yes, immediately this fragrance transports me back to a high street in London. I had that thought when I first sprayed it after I purchased this bottle. And it might have been that I purchased my first ever bottle of this one in London, but I don't recall. Yes, incredible, gorgeous fragrance. Definitely one I'm really happy that I was able to get another bottle of. Gorgeous. And I would consider this a bit of a classic too. So those are my rose fragrances currently in my collection. Do you have a particular note that you have a lot of in your own collection? Do you try to buy only within that fragrance note? Let me know if you have any favorites. If you made it this far, please consider subscribing. I'd love to have you here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!